NBA free agency 2024. We've seen a lot of deals, to be fair. It's been quite exciting. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You've seen the weird, the wonderful, the perplexing, the downright deranged, the silly, everything and anything and in between. We've seen absolutely everything from these NBA teams. But I'm gonna break down and tell you, as you know, the internet's decider of grading trades, how I think each trade and each free agency signing and each signing trade has an effect on each team, and we're going to go through every single one and find out which teams are the best after this. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe. I think I'm at about 440 subscribers right now. Let's get that number up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Make sure you also subscribe to my football channel, or soccer for you Americans. But anyways, let's get into our free agency. Anyways, here we are on Bleacher Report, because I think this is the one thing. And the NBA website has like every single team's trades, but I don't really care about every team individually, because I want to see each individual move rather than like this team acquired Buddy Hield, but what did the other team acquire? Do you know what I mean? So we're gonna start with Jordan McLaughlin, the one everybody wanted me to talk about, the 77, Jesus. Jordan McLaughlin signs with the Kings. I guess he's an okay passer. His highlights on Instagram are funny. I was in a club. Don't really care. DeMar DeRozan signs with the Kings in a trade from the Bulls. He signed and trade, 3 years, $74 million. 3 years is a lot for DeMar DeRozan. I don't mind the deal, because in the West it's basically an offensive arms race. Everybody's trying to get different offensive pieces to try and be as good as each other. I think the Kings still need a 3-and-D player. The only one they have is Keegan Murray, and he's probably their best defender. I mean, De'Aaron Fox is a good defender, but Keegan Murray is the player that you'd have guarding 1 through 4, I'd say. They haven't really got anybody else that can guard anything beyond the guard position, so it's a bit interesting. I mean, Alex Len isn't a bad defender either, but you want a more versatile wing player, especially looking at the rest of the league right now. You need a lot of wing stoppers right now to stop players like, the Anthony Edwards, them type of players, the Devin Bookers, the Kevin Durant. You need a lot of wing stoppers currently in today's league. DeMar DeRozan, I think he provides ample offense. The Kings last season, not the season that just went, the season before that, they had the best offense in the league, and the Pacers have overtaken them, so hopefully they can get back up to that level. They did give up Harrison Barnes, who he was an okay defender, but that doesn't really change much. And Chris Duarte went to the Bulls, so Chicago, you can enjoy that, mate. Dario Saric signs with the Nuggets. I guess they needed a backup 4. That's alright, it's a decent deal. Simone Fontecchio, don't really care. Caleb Martin signs a 4-year, $32 million contract with the 76ers. This is to stop the Celtics. He plays well against the Celtics, to be fair, and he's a good 3-point shooter. He's a very good switchblade, and he gives you a lot of versatility coming off your bench in Philadelphia that I think they will use amply to try and challenge and compete for an NBA title. I think this is a really, really good deal for the 76ers. Malik Beasley signs with the Pistons. He just wanted money. $8 million. He could have got a lot more than that, Malik. But I mean, the Pistons right now, they're in that weird position where if they're really bad right now, do they give up Cade? I don't know. They have to have a better season. They have to at least challenge for a play-in. Otherwise, it's looking really, really dire in Detroit. Franz Weasley, shout out Franz Wagner, agreeing his rookie extension, $224 million, 5-year deal. It could reach the max, but the max isn't guaranteed, obviously. But great player. When we're talking about one of the best switchblades in the league, can shoot, can defend, can score, can pass the ball, next to a player like Paolo Banchero. The Magic was so fun last year. One of the best defensive teams in the league as well. And I'm just happy for Franz Wagner as well. I remember I was more of a fan of Jalen Suggs after that draft in 2021, I think it was. But it might have been 22, but I think it was 21, because they still had the face masks and that, I remember. But now Franz Wagner is my hero. I still like Jalen Suggs, great defender, but Franz Wagner has my heart. Very good deal. Kai Jones, non-guaranteed contract. I'd prefer it to be guaranteed, but I mean, provides some ample and needed backup power forward minutes in Los Angeles for the Clippers. But I think he's going to prove his worth in this contract, because Kai Jones, now his temperament's okay. Now he started receiving help, as he said. Seems like he's ready to go out and just hoop. Buddy Hield in a sign trade with the 76ers. Buddy Hield right now is playing for the Bahamas national team, trying to get into the Olympics. I don't know if qualifications are finished. No idea. Absolutely zero clue. But this is obviously them trying to make up for the Clay trade, which we'll get onto, obviously. But we're really happy with the trade because I think he provides exactly what you need. A great catch and shoot player who has a volume catch and shoot back, a player that can also put the ball on the floor if there's nothing on for him, and also get a three, which is obviously part of the Warriors' philosophy. I think Draymond Green is going to have a field day with Buddy Hield and Steph Curry. It remains to be seen whether Buddy Hield will start or if Brandon Podziemski will start. It's a question we have to ask. Joe Ingles to the Timberwolves obviously gives them added shooting. Might be a bit slow and a bit old, Joe Ingles, but I think he's gonna be a useful weapon on a team like the Timberwolves, where you have two bigs next to him. He could play the small forward role, even though he's more of a power forward. He could play the small forward role next to both of them, and he wouldn't need to be an amazing defender with as fast footed, because you have Cat next to Rudy Gobert, and they're a great defensive team anyway. So worth looking at. LeBron James obviously re-signs with the Lakers. I think he took a pretty hefty deal. I think people were expecting him to renegotiate and take a cut so they could sign somebody. But I guess they missed out on Valanciunas. Came to DC, you know how we do. They missed out on Paul. I don't know if they went for Paul George, but they missed out on James Harden, who re-signed with the Clippers, and there was a third player, and I can't remember who it was, but they missed out on them. But LeBron James, obviously, his second year I think has a player option, and he has a no trade clause. Fun facts with LQ. There are only two players in the NBA right now that have no trade clauses. One, like I said, is LeBron James, but can you guess the second? No, it's not Kevin Durant. No, it's not Stephen Curry. No, it isn't Luka Doncic. It's Bradley Emmanuel Bill. Tommy Shepard. I hope you never work in basketball ever again. Kyle Anderson signs for the Warriors. I don't know if Steph's gonna like how slow he is, but he's a methodical player, fits in a system. Sign and trade. I don't remember who went back, but at least we know it's Kyle Anderson gone over there. Jonathan Isaac has agreed a new deal with the Magic. Jonathan Isaac, I think, is one of the best defenders in the league. I think pound for pound, he might be top two. I think it's between him, Drew Holiday, pound for pound. Obviously, Bam's a big, so it's pretty difficult to win pound for pound there. But it's between him. I mean, Jonathan Isaac's a tall man, but he's one of those players like a Bam Adebayo who can genuinely guard 1 through 5. There's a lot of players that say they can, like a Draymond Green. Draymond Green doesn't really guard centers himself on a one-on-one situation. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't really guard point guards in a one-on-one situation, but he can. Jonathan Isaac can guard every single position 1 through 5. So I think it's a really good deal, especially building that culture of defense in Orlando right now. I think it's a really good deal for them. 84 million for 5 years. Lock him down. Might have an issue with injuries, but hopefully you stay fit, Jonathan. Xavier Tillman, good role player. FU, mate. Mo Wagner obviously wants to save his brother. 11 mil a year. It's a bit high for him. James Wiseman signs with the Pacers. I don't know if he's going to like the run and gun, running up and down the floor, James Wiseman. I think he just likes getting lobs, but obviously he's next to Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best lob threat point guards in the league. He is fantastic. You've seen him explode with Obi Toppin. You've seen him explode with Miles Turner. He's going to unlock James Wiseman. It's just seeing whether we can actually find that potential that the Warriors saw in James Wiseman. Hopefully we do, but just leaving Detroit, signed a 2-year contract. Donovan Mitchell extends with the Cavs. I think that might mean it's bye-bye to Darius Garland, because it looks like they don't really work together. I don't know who thought they would. Two very undersized guards. Donovan Mitchell's a decent defender for his size. Darius Garland isn't. And obviously when you start players next to them that aren't fantastic defenders, and then you have two good defenders as your bigs, they can't necessarily guard everyone 1 through 5. And you see that with, you saw Paul George hit that game winner on Evan Mobley, where Evan Mobley fell to the floor. Was it on Evan Mobley? I think it was on Evan Mobley, where he fell to the floor. And it's like, that should be guarded by the 2, but they haven't got a big 2 that can guard. So it's difficult. But you always get that with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's an undersized shooting guard anyway. 3-year, 150.3, expensive deal. Player option as well, not bad. Mo Bamba for the Clippers, backup 5, I guess, for Zubac. So many that I don't care. Oh yeah, Jason Tatum. Congratulations to Jason Tatum. Supermax contract with the Celtics, obviously All-NBA first team this year. It makes him eligible for the Supermax. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest contract in NBA history. They're the largest contract in NBA history. 5-year, $315 million. Now the Celtics have the 2 biggest contracts in NBA history, but they have bird rights, I'm pretty sure, on either Drew Holiday or Kristaps Porzingis. So this, they don't mind sitting in luxury tax right now, boy, because they just won the chip and they don't look like they're getting any worse. Next, obviously, Klay Thompson, one of the big deals this year. Obviously, he said he felt disrespected. No, he said, but reports are he felt disrespected by the offers from the Golden State Warriors. I think Klay Thompson can still shoot. He just needs a new environment. He hasn't lost his ability to shoot, and people will be surprised, especially when they have a player with, obviously, Steph Curry has gravity. Probably has the most gravity in the NBA. Probably has the most gravity in NBA history, Stephen Curry. Luka Doncic is a close second in the NBA for gravity. Kyrie Irving is up there as well for gravity. Now you've got an off-ball Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson ready to knock down that 3. That unlocks everything offensively. Now Klay Thompson isn't as good as he was defensively. He used to be an all-defensive caliber player. And they've lost Derrick Jones Jr., which might be a bit of a... I think they signed someone. I can't remember. Maybe it'll be on this list. But Klay Thompson, I think it's a great deal for the Mavericks, and I think they're trying to really push and break the berth into becoming an NBA championship caliber team, not just a team that can get to the finals. D'Anthony Melton to the Warriors, giving obviously Steph Curry more help offensively. He's a player that can create his own bucket. We've seen it, 12 mil a year. That means if it doesn't work, they're not locked into anything guaranteed. So not a bad deal for them there. Nick Batum, going back to the Clippers. Floor seats, crypto, I got my tool in. Fourth quarter yelling. Why the fuck Batum? Yeah, you know what it is. I love Nick Batum, another Switchblade. Switchblades are quite valuable right now. I know he's 2-year, 9.6 million, so it's not exactly a lot of money. And the limit, I don't know. I don't even know what constitutes in mid-level exception. Don't ask me. But Nick Batum, I mean, I think you have to be after to be in mid-level exception. I don't know. But Nick Batum is fantastic player. Seen him knock down threes again and again. Last season, we saw him in the Sixers. I love Nick Batum, and what a player. What a good deal, I think, for the Los Angeles Clippers, especially losing Paul George, being able to sign all these different pieces. Great for them. Oh yeah, this is the big contract, 125.9 mil, Derek White. The Celtics are chilling in luxury tax, absolutely riding it out in luxury tax, but they don't care. They're the NBA champions. So they're going to resign Derek White, obviously one of the best impact role players in the league. He might be number 1, genuinely the best role player in the league. It's very possible. He's an all defensive caliber defender. He's a good shooter. He's a good passer. What more can you want from a role player? Derek White gives you everything you want. And to think he was wasting away in San Antonio for so long. Crazy. Tobias Harris gone back to the Pistons. Reunion. He just wanted a bag. Isaiah Hartenstein gone to the Thunder. Thunder going from strength to strength. And I like him next to Chet. Chet at the 4, Isaiah Hartenstein at the 5. Finally, a big body who can get the boards. Because Chet, I don't know if he's gonna gain any muscle. I'm gonna be real. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he has that in his arsenal. But Isaiah Hartenstein is a big body down there who can hustle, leaving Chet to come out and shoot his threes, do his thing there. They might not be able to play as much 5 out with Isaiah Hartenstein, but I mean, I'm sure Mike Dagnall can switch it up and make new plays. 87 mil, 3 years. I don't think the Knicks were offering him that, so I think that's all right. There we are, Paul George, PG-13, PG-8 now, new number, signing on a sign and trade with, I don't even know if it was a sign and trade. No, I think they missed the deadline for a sign and trade. So signing a 4-year, 212 mil, 4 years for Paul George. His injury history, player option final year to go to the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously leaving home from Palmdale, I believe. Paul George, I don't know what's going to happen with Podcast P, to be fair, but I mean, I think it's a really good deal for the Sixers. I like the Sixers now with a big wing in Paul George, who can also create offensively. And people forget, Paul George shoots 46% on catch and shoot threes. It's either 45 or 46% on catch and shoot threes. He is a good catch and shoot three player, and we know he can create his bucket. One of the smoothest players we've seen. Shout out Paul George. I think it's a really good deal for the Sixers, and if they can stay fit, Joel Embiid, fingers crossed, you will be able to get past the second round of the NBA playoffs. Tyrese Maxey, new deal, max deal, love it. 205, 5-year deal. We've seen elevation in Tyrese Maxey's game. I spoke about it in my last video. Love it for him. Love him going from strength to strength. And obviously with Toby leaving, he's going to have even more of an offensive load to be able to score more as well, next to a Paul George who demands that sort of gravity as well. I mean, his playmaking has increased. I loved it. I love this move in general. Well done, Tyrese. Delon Wright gone to the Bucks, which I think people have underestimated just how good this deal is for the Bucks. I think the Heat didn't really need defense in their backcourt. I think Jimmy Butler provides enough defense for them backcourt wise. I think they needed a wing defender next to Jimmy, maybe, to try to compete, or I don't know, maybe a big next to Bam. That could have worked as well. But I think Delon Wright fits the Bucks because Damian Lillard can't guard me. He couldn't guard me. And Delon Wright is one of the best steal players per 36 minutes that we have in the NBA right now. And I like Delon Wright. Delon Wright in the Wizards was cool. I enjoyed his play. Decent passer. But it's the defense that's important with Delon Wright. Isaiah Joe, I didn't even know this. Isaiah Joe re-signs with the OKC. Good deal. One of the best shooters in the league. Good. KLJ. Oh, I forgot. Is Kelly Oubre Jr. going to be playing next to Paul George? Hey, I don't know. Derrick Jones Jr., there we are, signs a new contract with the Clippers. I don't know. They should have, I don't know. They signed somebody. I can't remember. Who did the Mavericks sign for the same amount of money as Derrick Jones Jr.? I don't know, but they should have kept him. I don't understand. He's great. He's a good defender. He's a lob threat. He can shoot the ball, I guess, a bit. But I really like Derrick Jones Jr. Showed his value this year, especially in the playoffs. Najee Marshall, that's who it is. Najee Marshall, 3-year, 27 million. 3 million, 1 million a year difference. I don't understand why they wouldn't re-sign Derrick Jones Jr. I guess Najee Marshall's bigger. He's a bigger wing than Derrick Jones Jr. But we've seen the impact of DJJ, so I don't know. The biggest move in this year's free agency, Jonas Valanciunas signing with the Wizards. We needed a big, to be fair. We couldn't rebound. We couldn't grab a board last year, so I'm happy with that. Andre Drummond back up to 6 in the Sixers. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And he can even play next to Joel Embiid. Can you imagine Joel Embiid at the 4? Nick Nurse, hire me, bro. And that's one of the final ones I think we'll look at. CP3 obviously was waived, I think, by the Golden State Warriors. His contract wasn't guaranteed, so they could waive him with no cap impact. It might actually, I think some of it might have been guaranteed. I don't know how their caps work. I'm not a GM, but signing with the San Antonio Spurs. Great mentor, I think, to Stephon Castle, and that's all he'll do. Other than give Wemby lobs, and I can't wait to see Wemby next to Chris. I know this is 40-year-old Chris Paul, but hey man, this is one of the best passes in NBA history next to a absolute alien. I can't wait to see this happen. Let's go. Eric Gordon signs with the Sixers. That is a good shooter, a good wing to have in the Sixers. that could come off the bench and shoot the ball great. This is one of the deals I need to talk about. The Nuggets need to do something. The Nuggets need to replace Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Christian Braun isn't going to be the replacement for KCP, because KCP provides so much more than just 3 and D. He provides energy, he provides everything. He can slash as well. One of the best slashers in the league as well. Good cutter. But he signed a 3-year, $66 million contract with the Orlando Magic. Obviously, they're not paying Paolo yet, so they have space to do this. I love it for you. I love it for KCP. And the defense in Orlando just gets better. Don't care. Already spoke about this. Anything else here that is of any importance? James Harden, obviously we spoke about him resigning, and I think obviously it'll be top end, good lob threat next to Tyrese. Oh yeah, DeJounte gone to the Pelicans with Dyson Daniels. I think we spoke about Dyson Daniels. I love Dyson Daniels next to Trae Young. Dyson Daniels is a good defender who can play the shooting guard position. You could have Zachary Rissaker either come off the bench or pay the 3. I don't like that they've traded AJ Griffin as well, by the way. I don't like that they let him go or they waived him. I don't know what they did to AJ Griffin. I don't like that. I think that's a punk move from the Atlanta Hawks, but I really like it. I like it. Oh yeah, I forgot we've got to do the Mikal Bridges move as well. But DeJounte Murray in New Orleans is exactly what they needed. CJ McCollum couldn't do the whole point guard duty himself. You can have CJ come off the bench now as well. I love it. But Brandon Ingram, I think, eventually will get traded as well. Hopefully not before I put this video out. But I do like this move. I'm absolutely astonished that the Pels could get it done without giving up. What's his name? What's his face? Brandon Ingram. But fairs, you can live with that. And I think the Hawks are really in a questionable position right now, especially picking Zachary Rissaker. But fairs. Nick Claxton signs a contract, $100 million, 4 years, great defender. Hopefully his offense can take a leap this year. Emmanuel Quickley stays with the Raptors. Good, big deal. 175 5-year, from being a 6th man to being a core piece for the Toronto Raptors. I love it. And Tim Hardaway, I don't care. Finally, OG Anunoby. There's some deals that aren't on here. OG Anunoby re-signs with the New York Knicks. Really big deal, because now they have obviously Mikal Bridges there, OG Anunoby there. Think about the lineup. I spoke about it in my last video, but Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. If they can trade for like a Jakob Poeltl, we cook in New York. I mean, obviously my team is not going to be competing for a championship, so I would love it if a championship came to New York, honestly. But we'll see what happens. That should wrap up every deal, I think, of free agency. Been a pretty eventful free agency here. The Wizards signed Valanciunas, and that's the most important deal, as everybody knows. But anyways, please make sure everybody likes, comments, subscribes. Like I said before, let me know what you think about every deal in this free agency. Make sure to subscribe to my podcast. Do everything, Don't follow my Instagram. That's on private anyway. So even if you find it, But I'll see you, man, in a bit. Boom.